Joining me from Mountain View, California to help us make sense of it all, Vice President of Corporate Communications for Netflix, Steve Swayze is here. Welcome to The Loop, Steve. How are you?
Thanks, Kevin. It's great to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. I am a Netflix subscriber. Get that out of the way. I love the service, and I'm so glad to see...
Tell all your friends.
Well, I just told 12 people at home that are actually watching this. So there you go. There's 12 subscribers. But over the past year, we've seen on-demand streaming video become a reality, thanks in large part to what you guys are doing with your Watch Instantly service. First of all, how are these services doing for you? I imagine they're going pretty well because you haven't shut them down.
Well, clearly, Netflix changed the way Americans rent movies. You know, we did it 10 years ago with DVDs delivered directly to you at home, wherever you want, from the internet, and now we've done it again with streaming instantly. In fact, you mentioned a service. The service is Netflix, and we're really particular about this service of both DVDs by mail and streaming included in one low monthly subscription. So it's going very well. We're very pleased. Netflix has 5 partners that we've lined up so far in 2008 to stream movies and TV shows from Netflix directly to your TV. They're, of course, LG Electronics and Samsung with advanced Blu-ray disc players that stream instantly from Netflix. Of course, the Xbox 360 we all know about. Roku was the one that started it, a little box that's about the size of a paperback book. And then, of course, TiVo.
But it seems the direction that the company is headed. I mean, of course, DVDs are your bread and butter right now, especially with Blu-ray. But is the future all streaming for Netflix? I mean, is that where you're hedging your bets for the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, Netflix is predicting growth for the DVD rental business for the next 5 to 10 years. Ultimately, it will be all streaming, but that's many, many years away. We think DVDs will be around for a long time. Just like the VHS tape still is clinging to its last breaths of life after 30 years, DVDs will be around for another 15, 20 years, but we're also investing in the future. And
I'm sure all the bleeding edge members of our audience are crying now, because we know that's the truth, but we want streaming to be here now in a much larger way. And you guys have 12,000 titles available for streaming, which is great, but we're all waiting for like the day and date releases. The moment a movie hits the shelves for rental or for delivery from Netflix, we want it you know, on our Rokus, on our 360s. How quickly can we get to that point, and how fast is Netflix expanding that library?
Well, that's the beauty of Netflix. You can get it all right now, either DVDs by mail tomorrow, 100,000 titles on DVD, or, as you mentioned, the more than 12,000 choices of movies and TV episodes to stream instantly. There is about 15% of the total queue demand, which is what people have in their queues or their list at Netflix that's available for streaming. And, of course, we're building out that catalog. You know, we started streaming in January of 2007, last year, on the PC only with about 2,000 titles. And by mid-year 2008, we had more than 12,000 choices of movies and TV episodes. So we increased it more than 6-fold in a year and a half. And, of course, we're adding more content all the time to the streaming catalog.
But what's stopping Netflix from putting those movies the moment they hit the shelves on that Tuesday on the streaming service? Is it the agreements right now? Are the studios reluctant to let you guys stream that right away, or is it the infrastructure?
Well, there are a number of different reasons, and one of them is we have great relationships with the studios in Hollywood. I have a whole staff in Beverly Hills of Netflix employees, but some of the studio content is locked up in long-term licenses for broadcast or other, and some of it is obviously economic. Some of the new releases are very expensive, and we've priced it so that you can get unlimited DVD rental and unlimited streaming for one low monthly subscription. So with that, we've excluded some of the more expensive new releases that you pay per view, or if you want them, get them on DVD and have them delivered to you tomorrow from Netflix.
Well, right before Netflix launched on the 360, all the Sony titles were actually pulled down, and we had Major Nelson, Larry Urban, he kind of manages the community over there. He pointed the finger at Netflix and said, hey, you're going to have to talk to them. So while I have you, what the hell happened with Sony?
Well, I saw Major Nelson's interview, and he's a great spokesman for Xbox, and that's a great platform for Netflix. You know, Netflix's goal is that we have all of our titles that are available for streaming available to all of our partners, all of our other devices that are Netflix ready. We have had a natural ebb and flow, and some that come on, some that go on. Title availability is a little bit give and take sometimes, and we have had a few that were not available for the Xbox.
So did Sony take those titles away when streaming came to a Microsoft console?
It doesn't really do us a whole lot of good to point fingers and name names, but we do have a natural ebb and flow. But the beauty of it is we still have more than 12,000 choices to watch instantly on all the devices, including the Xbox 360, which is tremendously popular.
Well, then let's look to the flip side of that. For the PlayStation 3 owners out there who don't have the 360, can they hope to see a Netflix-like service on their network anytime soon?
And Netflix's goal is to get to whatever screen you watch in the future. Obviously, right now, the game console is the Xbox 360, and what a great game console it is. They have a tremendous subscriber base. It's a great opportunity for Xbox members to never leave the sofa. You know, watch movies from Netflix, play great games, create your own avatar. It's a great platform.
So was that a yes or a no for the Sony PlayStation viewers out there?
Eventually, Kevin, everybody wants to know, and eventually we do want to be on all screens, but right now it's the Xbox 360
Sure.
and, of course, the Roku, TiVo, LG, and Samsung Blu-ray disc players.
Right. Well, listen, I appreciate you answering the questions. Like, it's eventually, we hope you get to everywhere you want, because I personally love the service, and I can't recommend it enough. I love it on the 360 as well. So, Steve, thank you so much for joining us and keeping us in the loop. We appreciate it.
Thanks very much for having Netflix.
All right, right now, let's go on over to Chris, who's going on demand with some comic reviews.